urban blacksmith, blacklisted Mozart.
How's everybody doing today? I'm Coach Tomcho coming to you from Balance Over Power, and today we're going to be doing our very first Mix Up Monday. So Mix Up Monday is going to be a day that's designed to be a little bit more versatile in terms of movements and actions. That way we can really start feeling out that athleticism, get a little bit of variety, and just have some fun with it. So today, what I've got on deck for everybody is a circuit. After the circuit, I did a couple parachute sprints, some resistance sprints. If you don't have a parachute, maybe a resistance band. If not any of that, maybe just like a quick sprint, whatever it may be. And then after that, I had a single leg coordination drill. I think it's really good for developing balance, really good for developing proprioception, really good for coordination. So really helps hit a lot of nails on the head. With that said, I won't talk anymore. This is Balance Over Power, and I hope you enjoy the video. So the circuit is going to be of lateral burpees, mountain climbers, Russian twists, and jump lunges. So right here we've got the lateral burpees. The reason that these are good is because not only is it explosive, but it also works your IT bands. By doing these, you can only not just strengthen and become more explosive, but you can get better at being able to make quick cuts and change direction very quickly. The next exercise that we're actually going to be doing is actually going to be mountain climbers. Mountain climbers are really good because they reinforce mechanics, and not only that, they're really good, pretty taxing, in my opinion personally, on the cardio. So let's look at a couple of the things during the mountain climber that you should really be thinking about. One of those things, as you can see right here, is trying your best to fully extend that back leg. Not only am I fully extending that back leg, but I'm also landing on the balls of my feet. In acceleration, these are key components to really making a difference and be able to creating gaps as well as make a complete difference on the track and field. Not only that, but if you look towards the front, you can see that my toe is also still dorsiflexed. Not only is my toe still dorsiflexed, but at my hip flexor, I'm also making sure that I'm getting full flexation out of that, really making sure that I'm getting full range of motion to the best of my ability. Everybody's going to be slightly different, but as you can see that I keep getting those gates, staying strong and stable the entirety of the way through. So next up, we've got Russian twists. Russian twists are really good. If you can get those legs straight, that's also really, really good. Core is absolutely important because it's so crucial whenever it comes to any athletic movement. I personally like to do them a little bit higher. It puts a little bit more stress on my abs, and I can get a little bit more of a burn afterwards. The next exercise that we're going to be talking about is the jump lunge. The jump lunge is a great exercise because it's explosive, and it also allows you to work on things that you don't typically think about, as well as increase your coordination and mobility. So right here, you can see I'm jumping, switching legs, landing into that like lunge position. So one thing to take note of is the hip flexor. When I land, I sink into that hip flexor and then push up again before making sure that I'm sinking all the way down into that next hip flexor. If you actually watch right here, I've got a really good 90 degrees on that back leg. That's really good. Right here, again, roughly about 90 as best as I can. You want to be in those powerful positions and get up into them. Something I should also mention is that this variation that I'm doing is also a little bit higher because if you watch my legs in the air, I'm actually getting really high up trying to cycle. I'm working on basically being quicker. Not everybody's going to be there, so if you're not there, by all means, just do a normal lunge in the air and try to land on the other leg. So after you finish your first set, you're going to repeat that circuit 4 times. It can be a little bit tiring, and sometimes the hardest workouts to finish are the ones by yourself, but you can do it. After you finish up, what's going to happen is going to be 3 to 5 resistance sprints. I personally used a parachute. The reason that these resistance sprints are so good is because they're amazing for developing your maintenance phase. Once you get out of that acceleration phase and you need to really maintain and keep a certain cadence, by being able to use parachutes, resistance bands, and other things to help you, you can really start developing that top end speed. So if you actually look, you can see that I'm not getting tight with my upper body. Not only am I not getting tight, but I'm putting enough power into the ground that on my next step, I'm able to achieve the proper angles for being able to sprint. My foot comes down relatively underneath myself. If you watch my back foot, it comes back up to my butt really quickly. And the whole point of this is just to be working against that parachute. You see, it's fully deployed. One tip of advice is don't get a large parachute. I prefer the smaller ones because you don't want your technique to be too impacted. It's pulling at my core, at my hips. I'm obviously fighting against it, really learning how to properly use my energy and maintain top end speed for longer amounts of time. So here we've got the shark assessment. I've got a grid of therapy balls that I personally use. I didn't have tape or like a ladder to do this or anything. So what you basically do is you create a 3x3 grid, 9 boxes total. You're going to start off standing in the center box on one leg. You're going to make sure that you hop out to the box, probably to your left or right, doesn't matter. And then being stable, you're going to hop back in on that single leg into the center box. You're going to repeat the same movement over and over again until you've completed the entirety of the square. So there are going to be 9 other boxes or 8 boxes that you have to do, and you should finish right in the center. Being able to do a workout all by yourself, no matter what the sport is probably one of the most difficult things that an athlete has to face. I'm going to tell you this though. Those athletes that are able to get out on the field, be able to do these types of drills, be able to work on these types of things, they're going to be the ones that when athletic competition comes back are going to be the ones excelling. No pun intended. But like, honestly, I know it's really hard, but it's really the biggest difference of, how bad is it that you want to improve those skills. Are you going to start working on your coordination, your balance, your stability, your mobility, your agility? Are you going to work on these things now and continue developing over the long term? Or are you going to let this time pass? you know Obviously it's not easy, but I really do urge. It's been beautiful days out these last couple of weeks. There's more than enough opportunity to go out and get some endorphins going. It's good for you. It's good to get outside, and I don't know, I feel like it's really easy to catch rhythm. My name is Coach Tomcho. This is Balance Over Power. If you liked the video, please hit subscribe. If not, at least like the video, and I will see you next time. See you guys.